this is Rehagar, and we are live from our Systems Innovative Garage. In our today's session for Digital Exclusive Tomorrow, we are live with our Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Asif Akram. Right? In our today's session, we'll be talking about the opportunities the IT sector has during this pandemic sector, and we'll be also talking about the growth opportunities that currently Pakistan is facing. Asif Akram has 2 years of decade experience in consulting firms like IBM and PwC, right? So Asif, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. I'm really excited to be here in this engineering garage. Looking forward to our discussion and live questions.
Perfect. Asif, recently System Limited was awarded, so it's quite a victory for you and our whole System family that we were awarded the Forbes Best Internet Asia Billion Company out there. How do you feel about that? Because I think it's a very remarkable achievement for us, because it's going to bring a lot of visibility in our systems capability, not only locally, but also internationally.
Robert, absolutely well said. I think firstly, congratulations to Team Systems, and a lot of work has been gone behind this. And secondly, you'd be surprised that this is the first tech company out of Pakistan that has been awarded such a recognition. And this tells us the opportunity size that's out there. This is not just a victory for systems, it's a victory for tech industry, it's also a victory for Pakistan, and it gives a lot of hope for our technology professionals and technology companies who are coming up to be in the best. So congratulations Team Systems again, congratulations to everybody who participated in it. It's a proud moment, we must celebrate, and congratulations to Pakistan for it. Before you take me into the live questions, what I would like to do is I would like to just set the scene up and give you a few thoughts, and the whole audience a few thoughts about what is going on in the digital and tech industry, especially with the COVID impact. So when COVID came during the wave 1, as we call it, we were all a bit hesitant about and a bit scared as well what is going to happen in the industry, how the industry is going to cope with it. Yeah. Unfortunately, in every crisis there are winners and losers, and in this crisis humanity has been a huge loser. You know, we all have lost our loved ones, or they've got sick or ill, and a lot of work has been done by the frontline workers. But one of the winners that has come out of this crisis is digital and tech. So I think the opportunity is game changing here. I think after Y2K we haven't had such a big uptake of digital and tech. The opportunity size is amazing, the demand coming is amazing, and the demand is not just to modernize the tech, but it's also industry wanting to put some basic tech, improving, but also outsourcing technology that they have already got. So a huge opportunity, a lot of challenges, but post-COVID is a new era for the citizen tech industry.
You are absolutely spot on, Asif, and we are trying to get this new normal on. Before I proceed with my question, I just want to remind everyone that they can post their comments and questions live in our chat, and we'll be taking that at the end, right? Asif, you know that this new era, which is post-pandemic, and organizations are developing and they're improving their skills. What do you think are the necessary skills to sustain in this post-pandemic era, and how to remain digital in this current pandemic?
Excellent question. I think spot on. I think let me take it from two perspectives. I will take it from the tech industry perspective, and then I will take it also from non-tech industry perspective. So from a tech industry perspective, we know that, as I said before, the post-pandemic era has got a huge opportunity. So what is this opportunity? This opportunity is around data. This opportunity is around customer experience. This opportunity is around making e-commerce as the new norm. This opportunity is around making quick, fast decision. This opportunity is also around leadership. How do we as tech industry leaders make sure that we harness this opportunity and get ready for it? So this opportunity for the tech industry is how do we fast move on the skills that are data, AI, cloud, commerce, but not only that, but good business and leadership skills that are out there. So this is a tech industry opportunity. Let's look at non-tech, the industries that are using technology. Now, we've always been hearing this cliche that data is the future oil, and I think, and AI is the future for everything else, and that is actually becoming now very much true, and it's fast-tracked because of the pandemic. However, you would be surprised that 80% plus data, even today, is within the industry and not available for any decision making. So everything that we're doing is on less than 20%. So again, the industry has a huge opportunity to take this data, make quick decision making, put some good business thinking on top of it, and move fast with it. They also have an opportunity to use standard things that are out there on cloud. They also have an opportunity to bring machine learning, data science in their whole decision making every day. So the opportunity provided is absolutely huge around data, AI, digital, and cloud.
No, you're spot on, and that's why they say that data is the new currency of digitization as well. So Asif, during this pandemic, there has been a lot of shuffling between working from home and working from offices as well. And now we're getting used to working from homes, probably I would say. How do you think as an organization, an IT organization primarily, it's how to attract and maintain those talent and also make sure that those talent are performing and that those hours that we put in are productive?
So pre-pandemic, when I would ask my teams, how many people from your team can work from home? The answer, no, nobody can work from home. Everybody has to come to office, and especially in Pakistan, and a lot of third world country, the concept was that work has to be in the offices. Now, look at what pandemic did. Overnight, we had to switch billions of people around the world to work from home. Just overnight. That was just tremendous. And the good part was that technology was ready to take it. We had, if this has happened 10 years ago, we would not be so ready with the technology. So the video, the connectivity was all there. Now, there's an opportunity for organizations and there's an opportunity for employees, both here. What is the opportunity for organizations? Organizations need less real estate space. They need to make less offices. They can grow like unlimited because they have remote work facility available. What is the opportunity for employees here? Employees cut on commute time, but the biggest opportunity for employees is this whole concept of work-life integration. We were always struggling with this work-life balance. I know initially during work from home, the first 2-3 months, there was a huge issue that, when you stop work and when you start family time, and the expectation that was that you would always be working, available. But I think people have started to cope with that. And I think this is a huge impetus to this work-life integration, because now I can plan my day, I can plan family time, and I can be home. The challenge is what happens once this pandemic is finished. I think as leaders, we got to make sure that work from home stays. It may not be that big of a percentage, but that percentage will grow. Some studies say that 30% more work from home will start as to pre-pandemic. And at Systems, we have a policy from work from anywhere. And we've also created this employee type, which will be just work from home employee or remote worker. And I think this will improve engagement, this will create flexibility and give more opportunity for workforce, especially our female population, which is constrained from coming to work. So female and people who are remotely living. So world over, huge change.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. When we started working in this pandemic, it was quite difficult to see that, okay, what is the time you need to close your laptops? Because usually when you're in office, you actually leave office and that's the break you get as well. But in the pandemic, it changed all that. So Asif, now when we move toward the customer side of the business, we are an IT company. There are a lot of customers for IT fields as well. How do we manage the customer expectations of being digital and also making sure that their businesses are running during this pandemic as well?
So I think that people don't realize it a lot. What customers are looking for is not just the digital channel. We have this misconception that I've put my website out there, I've put my online portal out there and my problem is solved. What customers are really looking for is experience. And I just take one word called experience. And experience is all about user, customer, we've got all of these design experiences, but it's all about experience. And experience is end-to-end. From the time I'm thinking of doing business with an organization to the time that business is delivered to me. Okay. As a services company, we know this, correct? We do projects and those projects have to have an end-to-end experience. But similarly, digital needs to have an end-to-end experience. And we did some research lately, and in Pakistan, for example, there is about $160 billion of retail industry. Less than 5% is online. That's a very low number. And when you look at that, you'll say, oh, is it a accessibility issue? Is it this issue? No, the biggest challenge people have is experience of end-to-end. Our last mile doesn't work. The retailers, if you ask them, what's your biggest challenge? It's just the last mile. How do we get this thing delivered? Or it is, how can I get trust in online payments? Worldwide, this is a phenomenon. Amazon has been able to break a lot of these things and create this digital. So for customers, and we can go into various industries, telehealth is another digital experience. How can we make this trustable for the patient and for the healthcare provider? And I think we can go in every industry around the world and look at it, but I call, if we have to get digital to be adopted faster, not just because of pandemic, but in general, companies have to focus on experience. At Systems, we have got an experience lab, which is our design studio, and all we do there is think about how do we improve customer experience for our clients.
Cool. Asif, I just want to double click on that point you talked about, the trust factor. How do you build the trust in this current era of digital?
So I think the trust has to be built through the ecosystem. It cannot be built by tech only. So the banks are part of the trust, the logistic companies are part of the trust, the retailers are part of the trust, the healthcare providers. So we got to work on the whole ecosystem, and it cannot be, all right, the government has to build the trust. Worldwide, that is not a phenomenon. The private sector has to come in the middle and make that happen. There's a lot of talk about private-public partnerships. There's a lot of talk about how do we make the online payments more trustable, how do we make our healthcare more trustable digital. So it is about getting this ecosystem, changing the culture. There's a lot of governance and leadership required.
Now you're absolutely spot on. I think it's a collective effort that we all have to do to make sure that we grow together as well. Just want to double click because this is quite a question that a lot of people are asking us as well on our social channels as well. There's a lot of IT graduates that we're putting. There are those amazing, talented, skillful youth that are coming out. So what would be your key advices to those people who are just joining those IT industry, because they have not seen the IT industry like this before when they joined the university. So what do you think that the youth should be taking care of? How should they remain focused? What skills should they get into, and how do they become part of this digital?
So I think as the opportunity size is unprecedented before, this is a huge opportunity size that we've got, and the IT graduates that are coming out, they have to have a lot of focus on their skills around communication, around tooling, around how do they present themselves. The reason I say that is that it is extremely important that they work in this IT industry, but there's another industry that has picked up, which is the freelance industry. If you think about freelance growth in the last couple of years, post-pandemic has grown even further. Pakistan now, along with our neighbors, is in the top 5 freelance industry, and freelancing is got a huge contribution of technology. While companies like Systems, we will have the IT graduates coming out and contributing, but they also have an opportunity to be freelancers and work towards it. What is needed to be a good IT professional is not only what you know from an engineering background. You've got to have very good problem solving skills, maths, engineering, but you also have to work on how do you communicate your people skills, your project management and quality skills. So the pressure is on the IT graduates to come out as very well groomed, because they will not just have an opportunity to work in an organization like systems, but they will also have huge opportunity to work as individuals, which is the freelance industry. So not just focus on the engineering, but focus on the well-groomed IT professional. But this opportunity is huge, and for all the IT graduates coming out, stay positive. We are entering a huge demand era.
No, it is. I get to speak with a lot of fresh graduates that we're hiring in the Systems Limited as well. They're quite passionate about how things are moving around. They're confused because a lot of people think that if they're doing freelancing and their professional experience in organization, they're too different. But now the world is coming together. I think whatever experience that they can get either through freelancing, through some company experience, that would add to their portfolio as well. So Asif, before we end our this amazing talk here, we just wanted to see that is there anything that you want to highlight in respect to the pandemic? How do we move forward as in Systems Limited? What our approach toward this pandemic is, and how we look forward to embrace it in future as well?
So the health part of pandemic, there are health experts who will talk about it. For me, it's critical that we as a world and as Pakistan stay with our SOPs that have been advised by the government. Masks, social distancing, avoid crowded places. So that's the health part. And we have to take care of our families. We also have to thank our frontline workers. I think huge work has been done by our doctors and nurses, and they continue to be under pressure. That's something we can't forget. So the health part is very well laid out. We as individuals have to follow. From a tech part, I would like to just end by saying that we are in a game-changing era. I think we are in an era that when history will be written, digital will be written and tech will be written as one of the winners in this era. We have to capture this opportunity, but we also have to deliver to the promise. And that is extremely important, that we deliver to the promise. And that delivery is going to happen when we have the right skills and the right attitude, right leadership, that our industry, our professionals, and our fresh graduates come out with. So I am very positive with this opportunity, and let's grab it for the country, and let's grab it for the world.
No, you're absolutely right. Huge responsibility on our shoulders to take our country toward this digital transformation as well. So Asif, thank you very much for your insights. Really appreciate it. It was nice talking to you, and we look forward to have these insightful sessions with you in the future as well.
Thank you very much for arranging this. Very happy to be in the Systems Innovation Garage. And thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. See you soon.